Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope you can see me and hear me. And as usual, obviously, if you can't see me, please make an appointment with your eye doctor, ophthalmologist. And if you can hear me, an ear, throat, and nose would be a good call, doctor, to see. On that note, guten Abend in Germany, bonsoir in France, Shab Bekhair in Iran, something Vichir in Russian. I forgot. And Oyas Minasai in Japanese. That's when you want to go to sleep. And Buonasera in Italian. Otherwise, good evening. Welcome to my lair. Dr. Evil here. Now, what the hell is going on with you guys? What's going on? What's new? And what are your questions? Let's see who we have here. We have Naveen Kumar here. Says hello, Meran. Hello, Naveen. Let me just turn this on. It's pretty warm today. So you may hear a hissing sound, or you may not. That's my wind blower. Aha. That's better. So, hope you guys had a good day. My day started very early because a couple of nights ago I had some things to do. I was up till 5 a.m. So, and I woke up like 8, 8:30. I had a very little sleep. I went about my day, visited my mom. And then by the time I got home, about, I don't know, 7 or 8, I was pretty sleepy. So I did some other work. And then about 12, 12:30, I slept. This morning, I woke up 6:15. Haha, what to do? So I got up, decided to go to a breakfast. And I said, well, my mom is alone in care center. Why don't we go to breakfast together? It's early enough. I called her and told her that I'm coming. So we went to a restaurant and we had a breakfast together. Then I took mom back and I came home and I said, well, maybe I will have a live stream. Good idea? So let's see. How was your day? Naveen says 18 male from India suffering from HOCD. I am a virgin still, but my brain is telling me that I won't enjoy sex with a woman, but that is not true. Well, that's all you stick by. When it's not true and you know it, the rest of it is the malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. And it's not you. It's the brain that is gone a little bit haywire and it needs your help to rewire it. And through the research of the psychotherapists and psychologists, such as well-known Dr. Schwartz and his 4-step, you can rewire your brain and learn how to deal with intrusive thoughts, these images, and so on, which has nothing to do with you. They're irrelevant to you. They're just there because brain is an organ, is an apparatus. The problem, as I mentioned 1 million times, if not more, that human being has been duped to think that they are the brain, that the brain is them and they're the brain. So whatever comes to their brain, they think that's them. It is not you. Brain is a tool, is an organ. Like any other organ, gets sick and has challenges, glitches, and you need to help it like you help other organs. Your kidney malfunctions, you get some medicine for it, you do some exercises, you need to you drink more water, whatever your doctor says. Your liver, the same. There's certain things you got to do to detoxify it. Your intestine, you get a diarrhea, you got to do things and stay away from things to make it feel better and recover. Brain is the same. It has its own glitches. The problem is every goddamn time that the brain comes up with some vomit and some shit and some things that are not in line with your values and is not your taste or your preferences, is not designed for you and it's malfunctioning, you suddenly think your whole existence, awareness, body, function, everything should change because the brain said so. Fuck the brain. Brain is no different than somebody else in the street that comes along and says, hey, I want to fuck you. And you say, fuck off. Isn't that what you say? Because it's not you, it's somebody else. You got to train, you got to treat the brain the same. Brain is not you. You are not brain. Brain is an apparatus, is an organ. It has its own functions and it has its uses, and it also malfunctions like any other organ. Can you guys hear me okay? I forgot to connect that thing. Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a yes or no until I fix this up. Okay. Now I guess it's better now, though. I put the better mic on. Is it? Should be. So if you understand that, then you're not running around trying to harmonize yourself with the brain while you are recognizing that what the brain suggests, it's uninteresting to you, it's contradictory to your values. So where does that judgment comes from? If you're the brain and the brain says that you're this or that and otherwise, then where is that judgment that is telling you, I don't want to be this, I am not this, I know I've never been this, I don't want to be it? Where does that come from? If you're the brain and the brain says so, then there should be no other discussion whatsoever because you're the brain and brain said so. So that's it. But where is that thing that comes back to you and says, this what the brain suggests, this what the brain says I am or I want to be or I feel like it, this what the brain makes my body feel like, the anxiety or the hard on or whatever it is that comes on, and you say, oh, I have a growing response and all that. If that is what the brain does and makes your body react in that way, then where does it come from that you say, that's not how I want to react? That's not how I want my body to react. That's not my interest. That's to me is weird. Hmm? Just one moment, guys. I got to take this call. Okay, sorry about that. Um, when where is this coming from? If it's all about the brain, there is something higher than brain, that when the brain suggests something, then you veto it or you approve it. Where is that veto and approval coming from? If all we are the brain, that you so eagerly believe, or not eagerly, but you believe and you're so bamboozled or you're frightened. Oh my God, the brain said so. But then at the same time, you say, I don't like what the brain says so. What am I going to do? How can I handle it? How can I get rid of it? How would one say that? How would I get rid of what the brain says if you were the brain? If the brain was all that you are? Brain is an apparatus, is a tool, works for you. That's why you judge it. You have a feeling about this, what the brain suggested. That's not me. That's not for me. You are the watcher of the brain. Brain is subordinate to you. Why are you getting it upside down? Why are you so frightened that the brain said so? Oh, I'm changing. My inclination is changing. My sexuality is changing because the images, because the brain said so. Brain made my body to have anxiety and made me have a groinal response. Now I don't have an anxiety. That means, oh, I'm okay with it. No. All it means is that you have become aware that this is all bullshit. That the brain is not my identity. Hmm? When it goes malfunction, when it suggests things that is not in line with my values, it's not my identity. It doesn't define me. I do. The watcher that says, this, what the brain says, not palatable to me, not in line with my values. That's you. And you somehow forget about that, what makes judgment about the brain, and you're so worried about what the brain said so. When are you going to grow up and figure out this whole thing is an organ malfunctioning? Now, you help it as a good leader, help it to bring it back to the default setting. Very simple. Remember, we human species lived for millions and millions of years. From beginning until we became the way we looked, pretty much. But we still lived without a brain, the kind that we have today. We lived based on a stem brain, like animals. Instinct, no thinking ability, no speaking ability, no words, no nothing. We ran, we hunted, we slept, we had sex, we had no questions, no intrusive thoughts. Why? Because there were no ability to think or to speak, no words, no meanings, stinking, what instinctive, what we needed to do by instinct. Hungry, eat. Horny, sex. And we naturally knew where our mate is, how, what our mate is. No questions, no confusions, no intrusive thoughts. Oh, am I not? All these fucked up things that is happening in the world is causing people to have these ideas, and the brain runs with ideas. It's not you running or interested in the ideas. The brain is designed as a plant that manufactures thoughts. So anything that runs into it, runs by it, any new topic, any topic of discussion, any lifestyle, anything that it sees, anything that it hears on TV, on movies, on news, discussions, it treats it as a material to make thoughts with it. And these sort of things has become more and more in the world as there's more discussions about it. And then plus the OCD of the brain, it creates overly intrusive thoughts to the point that you wonder, does it mean anything to me personally? It doesn't. Whether it's this much or this much, it's still intrusive thoughts, malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. Your power to protect yourself and what you are, what your values are, amygdala becomes overactive, sends emotional danger signals that doesn't exist, and makes you focus on every little bit that comes to the mind, comes to the brain. And before, these things would come to the brain of everybody, but then there is a mechanism in midbrain, basal ganglia, in striatum called caudate nucleus that is designed as a lever to shut down the intrusive thoughts that it already knows it's not in line with your values. But when there's a malfunction and caudate nucleus does not do its job and does not close the thoughts or images that are intrusive to you, it hovers. When it hovers, you think it's a suggestion, a signal that it pertains me. It must mean something. Then you go data hunting, trying to figure out what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? That feeling? Nothing. It's all what the brain does. It has a power to make the body react because of a thought or a word or an image or a suggestion. But that reaction of the brain, that reaction of the body to the brain's thoughts or suggestion is not an evidence that the thought came from the brain that is not in line with your values is actually correct. It's not. It's just what the brain's power is, can make your body react, anxious, certain kind of a reaction, some kind of an intrusive reaction, some kind of a groanal response, some kind of a anxiety type of thing. But these are what the brain is capable to do. But it's not a signal to you that because that feeling is there, then that means the thought has credibility. Not. So if you understand all these things, you would rest a little bit and you would start focusing on helping yourself how to actually rewire the brain through neuroplasticity and the steps and the ways that the psychologists and scientists have come up with to help you, instead constantly say, what am I going to do? That means I'm changing. I have no more anxiety toward these intrusive thoughts. That means I'm changing. No. Who says? Where did you come up with all these bullshit? That this is what it means. It simply means that you become aware that it's nonsense and it doesn't bother you anymore. You just says, fuck it. What do I care? The brain is an independent system. It can come up with all kind of images and bullshit that is not in line with your values. For some other people, it may be because they are of the gender that kind of thoughts are not intrusive. Just like kind of thoughts that for you about your opposite sex, it's not intrusive. It's very welcoming. If constantly the image of a beautiful woman comes to my brain, I don't have a reaction. Great. I have no negative reaction to it or objection to it because it's part of my makeup. Now, for some other people, it's the other way. But when you already say, well, this thought is intrusive, the kind that is not in line with your values, then that means that's the end of it. You don't have to worry about anything. You just have to now help the brain to rewire itself and come back to function the way it's designed for you and your gender as it's always been. Instead of thinking, oh, because of this, I'm changing. No, do you want to change? You say no. Who says no? If the brain is you and brain makes all these things, then it's not going to say no. So what is it that you say, I don't want? It's you, because you are not the brain. Brain suggests you veto because you live by your vetoes and choices, not what the brain conjures up. If you understand, the key to hold this whole thing is separation between you and the brain. Once you figure that out, that I'm not the brain, brain is not me, as it's been proven by scientists and scholars such as Dr. Schwartz in his book Brain Lock, and you're not the brain, then problem solved. Now you got to figure out how then I can help the brain to rewire this behavior that is not in line with my gender, my inclination, my preference. You are the boss, not the brain. Capisce? All right. All right. Now, where are we? Okay. So that was for Naveen. So don't you guys tell me that you can find any other channel on about whatever millions of channels are here that talks to you and gives you the goods straight, like I do, and explains everything thoroughly so you can understand it. And the reason I say that, because the hell we should have 1,100 people here, but we have 11. Oh, 13. That's pretty good. That's much better. So promote the goddamn channel. And now we have Aaron Swissmas. All right. Is it supposed to be Christmas, or is it Swishmas, or Swiss cheese? Whatever. Aaron is here, and I'm just joking with you. Don't get offended. I love you all. And there's an ant on my screen. Let me see. There it is. And it says, just wanted to say that the intrusive thoughts and dumb thoughts are becoming less and less with the day, and they really don't bother me so much anymore. Okay, good. Says, thank you very much for all you've done. Excellent, Aaron. That's what I like to hear. Naveen Kumar says, okay, Aaron, okay. All right. And Lygia Garcia is here. Says, boa trade in Portuguese. Boa trade. Boa tarde. Boa tarde. Is that supposed to be hello? Let me see. Let me see what you said. Boa tarde. Portuguese to English. Boa tarde. Ah, good afternoon. See, I thought so. Okay, cool. Good afternoon, Lygia. Boa tarde, then. I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation. And Aaron says, and with time, if you okay, you're talking to him. Morgan Freelancer says, yes, yes means, yeah, you hear me? That was like something that I asked before, yeah? Okay. Navin says, but sir, there's no but. This but is not a good way to start. Says, you got to start with positive way. And how can I handle this? Not but. But already says you're trying to allow brain to convince you of something that you know and you have no interest in and you're not in. So make the words come out the way that will help you every time you speak. So, but sir, I know it is a malfunction. Oh, you do? Okay. So you don't need the but. So, but another but. How many buts do you use in a but? I mean, it's just in a sentence. But the symptoms, like, okay. I've already answered that, dear. Just watch the video again. I've already answered in length. One of the problems with OCD is that you constantly ask the same question and you want assurances. It's not about understanding, it's about assurances. And this assurance will put you in a, in a bad place, because you never listen to use what you know. You constantly are seeking assurances. Like, you never want to help to remedy, let's say, the pain in your elbow. You just want to take painkillers. But I'm saying, if you do some weight training, massage it, and eat proper food, stay away from the sugar and garbage and so on, then that will be repairing your muscle tissues instead of taking. So you constantly, the reassurances is all about the painkiller. But I'm trying to tell you to learn how to deal with this with all the videos that we have, and using your psychologists and psychotherapists, and educate yourself about it, rather than giving into, as if the brain is a higher level of intellect than you are, and you're just at its mercy. With all the research that has been done, and neuroscience and neurosurgeons such as Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Leibet, all the brilliant Nobel Prize winning type of researchers, they've proven that there is no intellect center in the brain. Brain is not smart. Brain is not a decision maker independently. Brain is just a machine. So just makes things, because brain finds security in occupation. When it's not secure in itself, there's a malfunction in there. It doesn't have enough meditation, calmness to learn to be subtle and stable. It's agile. And in order not to be, because it doesn't want to be going all the places, as you can see, your thoughts are constantly different parts of the world and different places, different times, last year, next week, tomorrow, yesterday, and all that. But in order to bring that to security, because that's not secure for the brain, understand this is too much activity. It wants to create one kind of an occupation to get you engaged, to kind of feel you, it belongs to a space, limited space, rather than all over different topics. So it constantly causes intrusive thoughts, which is being busy. And you need to teach it where to be rather than seeking refuge in intrusive thoughts, because intrusive thoughts gets you respond to it. Other thoughts, it still makes thoughts, but it doesn't feel secure because it's all over the place. But when you respond to something that is negative to your values, the brain gets attention from you, and that attention gives it a place in space, as it knows now I'm here, I'm focused here rather than focused everywhere. So it's its way of creating security, while it's stupid, doesn't know any better. Brain really is a machine that has gone haywire sometimes. So you need to help it to tone it down. It's like a horse that is wild and is running all day long, or it's running constantly for a few hours. Then when it stopped, still lots of activity, still agitated, until you, instead of stopping right away, you slow it down from canter to trot, long time for that, then walk, and then stop to eat. No horse is going to be running speed of whatever and then stop and stop being relaxed and drinking water, or eat or something. It's just too much uh, activities and tension. So when it's constantly going, it wants to create that space by focusing on one thing. It doesn't know how. So when it goes malfunctioning and things are not, components are not working as they're designed to work, it spits up garbage, and then you pay attention to it and it gets involved. So now it has a virtual place, because there's only one point that is focused on. There's interaction between 2 points, it and you. So it kind of creates a virtual, non-existent space in time. Not that it's understand what it's doing, but I'm explaining what is happening to it, because it's trying to bring itself down from all these everywhere. And it can do that through occupation, through being busy. It can find it exists. It has security. Now, the rest of it, you go on my site to make an appointment. Otherwise, this will be a private discussion, and I can't do that. More questions we have. Thumerman says, how to do with low self-esteem? Can a weak personality become strong? Absolutely, absolutely. Most of us are creatures of the environment. So you take your role models, the role models that are strong in personality, and pick up things that you can handle and you can learn and see why they did it and how it makes you feel. So you won't end up being arrogant and rude, but you'll be confident and have a stronger, assertive personality. And you think something, hell breaks loose if you disagree with someone, but if it's not in line with your values, you disagree, then you'll see how good you feel that you disagreed with this person and you weren't a pushover. You didn't agree just because you were kind of feeling like you want to be liked. So you agree with everything. No, don't be like that. Be fair. If it's right, you agree. If it's not, you say, no, I'm sorry, I don't see it that way. And that's the end of it. And you feel great because you're not bending over, you're just being yourself. I think I have too much yellow here. I need a little bit less. All right. That should It should do it. Let's see. There we go. All right. So, where are we? Nevin says, I hate all these people who just label after people gay or bi without actually knowing them. Why do you care about what people do? People are stupid. Not everybody knows what they're talking about. They label you because they think that makes them strong, because they think if you're this or that, you're stronger or you're weaker in their mind. So many people think by labeling people in one way or another, whatever the topic may be, or trying to disrespect others or make them feel bad, that makes them strong, because that's all they can do. They cannot really make themselves confident and strong and achieve something or accomplish something, but they think by putting somebody else's down in whatever the way they can, either this topic or in other topics, depending on what the individual is, and they try to say something that that individual does not enjoy and is not part of his values, and they purposely do that in order to make that person feel bad, because through that they feel as if they have uh, risen themselves, if as they have elevated themselves, because they cannot, in fact, elevate themselves through positive activities, through creating something, accomplishing something. So they choose to diminish others to look big. That's a old trick. You know, they asked someone, they said there are two ways to have the tallest building in town. One is to destroy all other buildings, but suddenly you become the tallest. And the other is to keep building your own and focusing on what you're building and accomplishing, and the building becomes taller than it was, and it satisfies you. John G says, it has been 2 years since my long distance ex left me. So it's been 2 years since you should have moved on. Were you late? What's happening? You don't have the bus ticket? You can't get on the bus and go? What's stopping you? Do you enjoy this? Do you enjoy to suck up to some girl who doesn't want to be with you? Don't you have respect for yourself? You actually want to be in a relationship with a woman who doesn't want to be with you. How fucked up is that? What kind of respect do you have for yourself? Why don't you choose a woman who wants to be with you? That should be the given. That should be the prerequisite for you to allow and accept and approve any girl. If they don't want to be with you, they're already disqualified. I don't care how pretty they are, how much you want them. They don't want to be with you. They're not qualified to be with you. That's how you should look at it. Why do you look at it any other way? Why would you want to be with a girl who doesn't want to be with you? For what reason? How pleasurable could that be? How cooperative? How in harmony? How compatible could that ever be? It's like saying, I want to buy this car, but I want to go that way. This car only goes that way, backward. But I want this car. Why would you want a car that only drives backward? It doesn't make sense, does it? Well, because, it makes me feel good sitting on it. Well, sitting on it, you're sitting going nowhere. Same thing, a girl who doesn't want to be with you, and somehow you convince her or whatever, so okay, she continues a relationship with you, but doesn't want to be with you. If you are in a relationship with a woman who doesn't want to be with you, it's like sitting in a car that doesn't move. The engine doesn't work, and it's not going to go forward, actually going to go backward. So what good is that? Doesn't matter how wonderful the inside of the car looks like. And doesn't matter how beautiful she is, but she's not in harmony with you. It's not in sync with you. So why would you want someone who's not in sync with you? Because you're not in love with her. You're in love with your desire for pleasure. When you're in love with your desire for pleasure, you are a slave to anyone who possibly could be facilitator for that desire to get the pleasure that it needs. And yet you're going to stick with it because you see, oh, but this could really make me feel good. But that's all skin deep. And it's going to string you along, and you will never even get that skin deep pleasure. And why do you follow her all the time? Because you're in love with pleasing your pleasure, your desire. You're in love with complying in pursuit of pleasure for your desire. So you're a slave of the desire. You're not really qualifying the girl, her behavior, her compatibility on the conscious level with you. Not at all. You're just focusing on it. That's a nice piece of, hmm, and you want some, which is only limited to pleasure. And that's your desire that wants that pleasure. But for you, which your consciousness, which your everything else that you have in life, you have goals and plans and aspirations, she's not fitting. Why would you then want to be in a relationship with the one that is not going to help you to get what you want to get, and then the journey will not be smooth? It's all going to be trouble. Why? Because she's just looking around everywhere else and goes backward and sideways instead of being in the same boat, going the same direction, and helping you with the sail and rowing and everything. Why would you want that kind of a sailing mate? Doesn't make sense, does it? So start learning that your desire should be subservient to you, not you to it. Then look what the role she's playing in your life, just pleasure for the desire. Because she's not for me. She doesn't want to have a good conversation and affection and emotions and attentions to me, but I'm just thinking that it will be pleasurable for my desire. So it's for my desire, it's not for me. Because she is not part of the equation. She doesn't want to be. If she wants to be with me, she likes me, or she wants to get to know me, and I desire her aesthetically, then okay. It's for me, my consciousness, and me, the attention I need, the love and kindness I need, and also my desire for pleasure will be fulfilled. Okay, that's good. But in this case, the girls who don't want to be with you, that means they don't want to be with you. That means they're not for you. So what do you want them? You want them for desire. So you can understand it's not for you, but you can't understand that the desire is bossing you around to go get something that is not for you. It's for it. So that's what you say to the desire. Fuck you. I'm going to go find a girl that wants me, and then together we'll give you what you want. Possibly. Depends on her mood. All right. This is also very hard to find quality dates. That's true. Says, I do work a lot and live in New York City, which is very expensive. Yeah. And those girls also feel the expensiveness. So they want a guy who has so much money to give him free stuff so they can go and don't feel the expensiveness. So you can see the connection. That's why it's so hard to find. But there's still girls there. But even though today, even as good as they may be, they still prefer somebody who's got more money. Because the whole thing gone wacko. Nobody's really looking at life, what it's all about, what this journey is, what's entailed, what's humanity, what's love. It's all about things. They consider if the guy can help him with the job, or the guy can help him with some kind of a comfort or something, which I understand that. It's survival and everybody has to look after themselves. But the values used to be different. Women were looking for decency, looking for a good man, looking for protection from the man. They were looking for building something. Now they want something that is built already. It's two different things. Women today mostly have bought into these bullshit of feminism to the extreme, not to the limit of equal opportunity, being able to accomplish anything they put their minds to it, have all the rights everybody else has, the freedom and all the advancements that they could achieve with their education, experience, and their perseverance. That's perfect. But today's women are not that kind of a feminist. They've gone haywire. listen to all these fucked up politicians who want to get vote, and they've pushed stuff into their heads and they've bought it, and they've become now a species or a gender or a human being that they think they don't need men, which they do, but they just fool themselves. And they think they can do anything that a man does. Well, they can't. Just as the same, we can't do anything that they can do. There are many things they do far better than we do. They can be great doctors and great lawyers and accountants and scientists and so on. And many of them are better than the men. And there are other expertise that they have that we can't be as good as they are. But there are also many things that we do that they can never do and they don't want to do. We go to wars. We get killed. We go to earthquake sites to help rescue. We do the plumbings. We build roads. We do constructions. We build railroads. We build cities. We do everything that they're using. And yet these idiots call themselves extreme feminists. They think they don't need men. That's a feminism I'm not for, and I frown upon. Because that's not about being a human being. That's about being a bully and trying to elevate yourself by putting somebody else who's actually vital to your life down. And that's the stupidity of it. And many of the women today, no longer they're feminine. They're not the center of the compassion and love of the family. They're not the motivator of the men anymore. They're not the motivator of the children anymore. They're just after their own fun and pleasure and pretending that they are all that and they don't need men. They don't need anything. They've got everything, while they actually need everything like everyone else does. So it's difficult, but it's not impossible. There's still good women out there, amazing women out there. You just have to look for quality rather than the ones who are flashy only. Woman should be beautiful as she wants to be. But at the same time, you're looking for quality, not just flashy. You can be flashy and sexy and beautiful, but at the same time, substance, education, perseverance, motivation, compassion, harmony, compatibility, attention, unselfishness, values, all the other things that can really make a family go places, rather than selfishness and just being into yourself and looking after yourself, see where's, stuff that is being given away. Anyhow, we're all in the same boat, so but there's still amazing women out there. It's just hard to find. Alexander Ored says, hello, Meron. How are you? He says, hello, everyone. Hello, Alexander. Good to see you here. And Naveen says, how to identify whether the particular action is done by us. Oh, listen, Naveen, you're asking questions that it takes an hour to explain. I can't do it here. These are for questions. I've got videos on the questions that you ask, but you just want somebody to tell you, don't want to do the work, and that's not going to work for you. The particular action is done by us or to be done by us in reassurance of OCD. It's very clear. You just got to stop, give up on seeking assurance. You just got to stop looking for conclusions that it is this way or that way. You just got to be able to learn to live with uncertainty, that you don't give a shit what comes to your mind, because you live by the only thing that you have and nothing else, brain or otherwise, they don't have. That's your power of choice. You live with your choices and vetoes. It doesn't matter if the neighbor or the one in the street or whatever suggests what. You want to play soccer? Yes or no? It's your choice. Veto or yes. You want to eat this? Yes or no? You want to have sex? Depends on who it is, what it is. Yes or no? It's all your choices. The power is in you, not in the brain. The power is not in the suggestion. The power is in your decision based on your vetoes and choices that comes from your values. That's where the power is. That's where safety and security is. That's where your assurances are. You don't need to constantly look for assurance for every little bit that happens in your head, suggested by other people or your brain. And you can simply go on, rely on the fact that you're safe and you're the highest power on earth, as far as you're concerned, your own personality, your body, your existence, because you live by your vetoes and choices. All right, now. Stephen is here, says, hello, Maran. Stephen, male 42, Los Angeles. Hello, Stephen. And thank you for that. Stephen says, I packed up all her belongings and still hasn't collected it. She unfollowed me on Instagram, but makes her account public now. I haven't reached out to her at all, and I won't. Listen, Stephen, you've tried with this girl several times. We both know it. And somehow the universe is trying to spare you and giving you chances to get the fuck out of this relationship. This chick is not for you. Hmm? She's not what you think she is in every way, and you've told me everything. Hmm? She's got narcissistic tendencies, in my opinion, and she's not what you think as far as everything, including looks. So you better get your head out of your ass and face the fact and believe somebody who's not walking with his dick and is not focusing on that and can actually see what she's doing, what she's done, what her pattern is, and constantly the same shit and blaming on you. You haven't changed. Every time they want something, that they come up with that shit. And you should be wise enough now not to fall for that. Get your head out of your ass. You've got too much, lot more to offer than these kind of girls deserve. And you go and find a decent, educated, conscientious woman who's actually warm-hearted, want to be intimate with you, want to make something with you, want to take responsibilities, want to be unselfish, want to appreciate your attention and affection, and wants to reciprocate. That's the kind of girl you're looking at. You're not supposed to be sucking at someone's heels and begging to get some attention or trying to please them all the time when they don't fucking even know what the hell they're doing themselves and what they're looking for, but they just want somebody to suck up to them so they can feel good. Now, if that's not enough, then fuck you. All right, that was your freebie for today. More than that, you make an appointment. God damn it. Okay, now Ash is here. Ash is here. Says now women are looking for a good time, and I'm here to provide for a short time. Aren't we all? So, all right. Well, this turned out to be a pretty good session. We are having a little bit of fun here, and Stephen says I joined the dating site, going to the gym daily. Good for you. Now, I'm just getting, just because of what you said, I'm keeping that ugly stick away from you for the time being. Otherwise, it may come back on your head pretty soon if I don't see a change. And says and see girls looking at me, or what is it? No, okay. Daily, and will seek other women. At the moment, I'm just so lonely. Stop that shit. You're not lonely. You just think that you are. Or you think that you should be. You shouldn't be. Why should you be lonely? There's so many girls. If you're not with them, at least you can think of them. You know, so many beautiful women out there. Even if you don't see them, you know they're out there. You just haven't seen them. You will. At the moment, I'm feeling lonely and have realized I've become emotionally attached to her. Oh, God. No. Listen carefully. Listen goddamn careful, because this is a $500 an hour talk. You're not attached to her. Listen carefully. You're attached to desire for being loved. You're attached to the desire to be paid attention to. You're attached to the desire to be able to give love. You're attached to desire have a girlfriend. You're attached to desire to have sex. This is what you're attached with. You're not attached to her. Understand there is a difference. If you can't understand this, you're fucked. It is not her that you're attached to. You're attached to your desire, whatever the fuck that is. So your solution is very close to you. You can solve it. It's in your control. It's not like, oh, I'm attached to her. She doesn't want me, so I don't know what to do. No, you're not attached to her. She's a scumbag. Simple. You know it. But you can't see it because you're attached to her pussy. You just want that attention and sex because you think if you don't have that, you're not much. And I'm telling you, you're a lot and you don't have to have hair because there's so many other women who actually would appreciate what you're all about. But you don't give them a chance. You put your head up your ass and you think that thing is something really good. It's not. In no way, shape, or form. And I've told you that before. Not in attitude, not in plans, not in stability, not in manners, not in looks, in nothing. I don't know what the fuck you're doing with her. Now, you keep this on, you make an appointment, I'm not going to accept it. I'm just going to make it has to be double the price. Because you're being stupid. God damn it. All right, let's see what the hell else you're doing. Says I know if at what? I know if at the moment and had other options, I probably wouldn't even care about this. There we go. Now you're talking. It says, I remember feeling like this 2 years ago when my last relationship didn't work. Now I didn't even care about that previous girl. I need and want to not miss this current one. I just want to get her. Listen to me. Listen to me. All of you, listen to me. God damn it. When you break up, when a girl breaks up with you, you consider that a rejection, yeah? And you feel bad that she rejected you. And you feel your reaction and your feelings is about that someone rejected you. I want to bring your attention to this. Your feeling that you feel a kind of butterfly or anxiety or feeling down or feeling closed up, or feeling not so worthy, you're feeling a little depressed and kind of affects your whole energy. That's not because she rejected you. It's not because somebody rejected you. It's not because this girl broke up with you, which means rejected you. Because you will feel exactly the same even if a girl that you've never met in person and you have never slept or had any relationship, real, factual relationship with, if she suddenly says, look, I'm going somewhere else and I'm going to be with somebody else and I'm choosing to go and whatever, that even the girl that you don't even see, you haven't even seen, you're just talking once in a while, you still feel the same as if someone, that feeling of rejection, that if your girlfriend rejected you. Why is that? Because your reaction and your emotions toward that happening is not because her rejected you. It's only because of the concept of being rejected. Doesn't matter if it's a dog, if it's a person, if it's a deal you lost, the fact that you didn't get what you expected and wanted and honed on to get, that is the rejection that you're not liking. It makes you feel the way you feel, not the person. You think it's a person because it's connected to the person. The end of that equation is that woman. But it's not, your feeling is not because that woman necessarily left you. In some cases it is because you have a relationship with them. But even if you don't have a relationship with you and that relationship that you don't have, platonic or whatever, ends or seems like it's not going anywhere, you feel the same. Why? Because it's about the concept of being rejected or not having or getting what you expected, had set your mind on to get. That's the feeling that you get. That rejection, that feeling, that emotion is because of the concept of rejection, concept of being rejected, not being rejected by that particular person. That particular person didn't mean anything in many cases. Not always you're rejected by someone that you had a relationship with. You could be just simply ending a long distance, short while, 2 weeks talk of some intimate talk on the phone with some girl. And she now moves on to something close by or somewhere else. Suddenly that feels as if it is her you miss. You don't miss her. You are feeling the way you're feeling because the concept of rejection, and that concept of rejection directs you, vectors you toward that girl. You think it's the girl that you want. And that the feeling that you have for rejection is because she's important. Because of her, you feel that way. No, it's not because of her rejected you that you feel that way. It's because of the concept of rejection, regardless of the other end of it is her or somebody else or something else, or an animal or a chair that you lost or somebody stole it, whatever it is. You feel hurt because you couldn't get what you had set your mind or got used to it or wanted that to be in your inventory, regardless if you use it or not. That concept of not having what you expected to have, that is the concept of rejection, is what you feel the way you feel. Don't connect it to the girl because that becomes difficult for you. You'll be distracted. You'll be not focusing on the right thing to remedy your feelings. You'll be focusing on getting her. But her, she is not why you feel the way you feel. Not in all cases. It's the concept of rejection that makes you feel. So you understand that, okay, I don't have to allow this to feel like she was anything special. I'm uncomfortable because of the fact of rejection, not because she rejected me. Anything else would have given me the same feelings. If you can understand this, that will save you a lot. Otherwise, you're fucked. Stephen says, out of mind. Once I do that, do good. Okay, good. Kokigo says, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mehran, best coach, no bullshit, real stuff. Okay, thank you for that. And P6 says, this is fucking gold, sir. Please do upload this. It's beautiful. Of course, I upload everything. I hope this uploads too. Ash says, what Mehran is saying is that if you're happy and fulfilled within yourself, then rejection doesn't sting anyone and actually makes it less likely that you'd be rejected. Speaking from experience. Steven says, thank you, Mehran. Yeah, okay. I'll send the bill later. God damn it. They all come to the live stream because it's free. Go make an appointment. The channel got to make money somehow. God damn it. Steven says, I've been staying busy each day, but the thoughts come and it's hard at times. Thoughts can come and go. Thoughts are like farts. When they come, you feel them. But when they go, you got to let them go. You can't just follow the fart. Oh, where is it? Where's the smell? Do you want to smell it? Is it that good? Then follow it. If this feeling of that when the thoughts comes is pleasant to you, then keep the thought there. Keep it there. Keep reminding yourself. And if not, treat it like a fart. Comes, hurtful, unpleasant, and then let it go. Don't keep bringing it back. Oh, let me think about it more. Let me get hurt more. It's like getting the fart back in. No, it's not good. Let this thing go. Jesus. You guys are crazy. You made me crazy. All right. Okay. What time is it now? What is the time? How long have we've been here 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay. We've answered all the questions. It's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Don't forget to promote the channel and go on my site. If you need to talk to me, mindthatseekstruth.com. We'll talk and explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. In the meantime, I look forward to our next live stream. Be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing, again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.